Hi everyone, welcome back to our heart-powered inspirational interview series. And again today I have an incredible lady with us. She's such an amazing friend. She's such a powerhouse. We are both members of the Network for Transformational Leaders. And oh my God, this woman, she's smart, she's sexy, she's vibrant, and she's a queen on stage. She's actually running her own event. So who is she? First of all, her name is Shay Allie, and you might actually already know her online or from one of her events. She's really an entrepreneur with a portfolio of multiple businesses, and most of all, she's a soul of a performer. If you ever get a chance to get her sing, don't miss it. She's amazing, and she's really passionate about giving a voice to people who are not confident enough to use their own. And this is also why she's established a successful career as a barrister, spending over more than 16 years for now, I think, by now. And she's a partner of her own law firm, Allie and Helm Associates. She also, that's something I admire about you, you also work as a mediation trainer, and you've trained hundreds of mediators all over the world.
Mhm.
And she also specializes largely, I mean, on the legal side in employment, family, and immigration law. And she's really often praised for her eloquent sensitivity and unflappable nature. And this is her. And I know that just even this year only, you've had a couple of pretty popular cases that got you even
Yeah.
into media of how you defended women's rights at work in so many ways, right? And you're celebrated for that. So she also has a long history with a lot of transformational work, and of course in London where she is locating, and you can actually meet her all over the world. She's just normally traveling quite a lot, but also in London she's running an incredible event called the Inspired Stage, where she's the creator, the host, and not only in London, she has actually inspired stages with partners in quite a few different cities by now. And what I know is that the Inspired Stage has been quoted and called several times one of the best speakers' nights in London, which is quite an achievement, I would say. And also outside of her legal work, she's a jazz and soul singer and songwriter and improv comedian, and she's just so much more than that. So welcome, Shay. It's great and amazing to have you with us today.
Thank you for the lovely introduction as well.
Great.
It's
So
lovely to be here with you and your community, and
yeah.
yeah, we'll just hope to give value today.
Right. So I know that you are, often, I mean, a lot of work gets you into courtrooms, and also, on the private side, you travel, you go to a lot of festivals, and you're always on the road somewhere. Well, these are special times right now where a lot of that is not as possible. So,
No, we need to stay at home.
so
I'm totally
what
on
do you
board.
do right now to keep you positive and vibrant and joyful and in the vortex, so to speak?
I think it's really important to actually have a routine in your day as well, you know. Um, so I think it's quite easy to dig into patterns where, especially if you're self-employed and your work isn't as busy as it was, to get into really bad habits. So keep good habits, I think is the first thing that I would say. Um, I don't necessarily get up that early, but I still set an alarm in the morning to make sure that I actually get out of bed. Um, I start the day with some spiritual practices. So, meditation and prayer. So when I wake up, that is what I do. I do that anyway in my life. And I don't think this time should be any different, because that really sets up your day properly. And then when I was out in the real world, one of the things I was most excited about this year, it's not the only thing, but one of the things I was really excited about is the gym. And I joined this lovely new gym, which obviously I can't use right now. So what I've got is a set of weights at home. So I do 2 hours of kind of body pump. I'm actually a qualified body pump instructor. Not that I like teach it, but I've got that, and I do an hour of like yoga and stretching. And I think that's really important. So when I've got up, I've already taken care of my spirit, I've taken care of body, and I guess taking care of mind by doing things like this every day. So I do my own series of inspired from it or anything, but I think, you know what, I'm going to have an inspiring conversation with somebody every day. And so breaking that down, I think, what can you do every day to look after your body, mind, and spirit? And, you know, if you're not used to meditating, I was having this conversation with a couple of friends. Start with 10 minutes. Everyone's got 10 minutes where you can actually, you know, look up what mindfulness is. Or there's so many free and gorgeous resources on Facebook right now, or YouTube. Gorgeous people that are exercising. I mean, big shout out to them. I mean, there's some people that have put their instructor assessment videos on YouTube. And it's really vulnerable to do that because they're not all perfect and they're not all great. And I love them so much because, you know, what they're doing, even though you're not maybe the best at what you do, you're inspiring thousands of people out there to work out for you through your example. And I think that's really beautiful. So, you know, what can you do to just delve into this world? And if you're on like that piece about not feeling good enough, what can you do that, you know, is actually going to inspire thousands anyway, even if you think you're not the best?
Yeah, exactly. And so yeah, so many golden nuggets here already, right? So as you said, keep your body strong, right? And also keep your spirit strong, keep your mind strong. Yeah, I mean, keeping, you know, I mean, I'm the same. Like just this morning, I went running, you know, a few kilometers, right? Didn't meet a lot of people, which is great actually, even. And you know, again, it doesn't need to be much, but something on a regular basis is amazing. So Shay, I know that you are such a positive soul. You're always turning whatever is happening into an opportunity. So, you know, what do you do right now? What are maybe 3 things that you do right now, even despite what's happening around us, that you actually turn whatever challenge you're facing into a great opportunity for your business and you personally? What do you do, especially also on the business side?
So I think one is to be in gratitude. You know, that is so, I think that's key actually, because it's really easy right now to get upset and go, yeah, my business isn't doing well, or I've got a lack of income, or whatever, you know. I get that those are all really, really valid concerns. I'm not minimizing that in any way, but you have got to be in gratitude because it's a Tony Robbins quote, but I love it. Where gratitude flows, abundance grows. So if you're going around thinking this is really rubbish and my business is dying and all this kind of thing, that is not the magnetism that you need to actually make this time work. So start in gratitude. You have talent, you've made a business grow before, or if you're an employee on furlough, you know, great, you're going to get paid here in the UK. It may be 80% of your salary, but you still have a job. So what are you grateful for? You may be grateful that you don't have coronavirus, or you may be grateful that you got it and that you recovered, or whatever, you know. So have a gratitude practice. I mean, this is part of my spiritual practice in the morning as well. You know, I think about 3 moments that I'm really grateful for and just really sink into those moments and give yourself 5 minutes. Do that, or journal if you want to journal. You know, I do the visualization thing, but some people may and respond to the writing a bit better, whatever works for you. So gratitude, I think, is number 1. Number 2, how to turn this into an opportunity. Again, you know, see what you can do, because there are things that you can't do. Now, my work is as a lawyer outside. I go to courts a lot. I meet clients in conference a lot. And you know, guess what? The court is closed, or employment tribunal, which is one of my primary specialisms, they've shut down. You know, there I might get the odd telephone hearing, but that's it. So what can you do to adapt to this time? Well, you know, number 1, I've been learning about working online, and this technology has always been available. But, you know, because I'm an extrovert, I love going out, I love connecting with people. I thought, well, I want to see you physically, you know, that's where I really get juice from. And I'm like, no, okay, you know, how can I do this so that it can work for me, you know, and I can still keep working. So I can do consultations online, I can mediate online. You know, I've been asked to train some people in mediation online because they want to do it. So, and, you know, purely synchronistically, I got a qualification in that at the end of last year. So, you know, how to train mediation online. So, how do you make this into an opportunity? How can you adapt your business? And then the third thing is actually, how can you use the gifts of this time to bring it forward into you know, into your future? Now, we're not always going to be on lockdown, obviously. I hope not, anyway. But you know, my life's been very independent, and you know, I've kind of done whatever I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. Now, if I go into a stage where if I want to start a family, or I want to, you know, spend more time working at home, here's what I've learned. I've got the tools now to be able to do that, and to know that, you know, actually maybe some of this stuff can be integrated into my everyday life rather than my lockdown life.
Yeah.
And carry some of those habits, because we've got that luxury of being at home, you know, eating well, exercising, starting your day well. You know, how would it be if we carry that in? And, you know, maybe I wouldn't start the day with 2 hours of working out every morning. I do go to the gym every day, but, you know, that's not always going to be practical. But there's some things that you might start doing now that you can carry forward with you. So, you know, start thinking about how your life might look post lockdown, because there will be one.
Great. Okay, also Shay, I mean, just taking advantage of you being actually a legal expert, and there's certain things that people might want to be aware of. I know that you had someone that lost a job because of the current situation, or that you're actually working with now, or you shared how, you know, what are the conditions for entrepreneurs to apply for certain financial funding, and you're an expert on all of that, right? So what are maybe some of the legal you know, golden nuggets that you could just mention quickly that people should be aware of right now?
Right, okay, so this only applies to the UK. So I know you've got an international audience. My expertise, unfortunately, doesn't extend to Europe or America or Australia or anywhere like that. So if you live in the UK, I can certainly help. I hope I can say this. I'm doing a Facebook Live a bit later today to deal with the big legal questions that I've been getting. So if you are interested in the UK, you can check that out. I'll send a link to Monique. But let's see, there's an opportunity for you to go on what's called furlough, potentially if you're an employee. You have to agree to that with your employer. So unless you've got a contractual clause already, your employer can't force you, nor can you force your employer. So it's got to be by agreement. But furlough means that you're not at work for this period, because the employer doesn't have work for you right now. But you can go back to work after this period is over, and the government have agreed to pay 80% of your salary. So, I mean, they've actually been quite generous, I think. It applies also to 0-hour workers. So I get this question from 0-hour workers as well. But again, you've got to do it through agreement. And I would hope that most reasonable employers would do that for you. You know, if I was an employer, I would want to do that and take care of my staff. And it shocks me that some people don't, but you know, that's where we are. If you're self-employed, you can get this benefit as well. Sadly, not till June. And I love that they've made it really easy, because the HMRC, our tax service, will contact you directly to if you're eligible. Now, there is downsides to that. It's not if you earn over £50,000, not if you have over 50,000 in trading profit, and not if you run yourself through a limited company. So I've been getting a lot of people going, this is so unfair, it doesn't apply to me, but this reason, that reason. I'm like, well, you know, unfortunately, I'm not here to lobby the government, but I'm here to tell you the rules, and you know, I can hypothesize as to why the government might have done this, but you know,
Yeah.
up to £2,500 you can get. If you're an employee, you cannot continue to work. If you're on furlough, you can do training or voluntary work. If you're self-employed, you can continue to work, but you will only get, you know, the difference between, you know, there'll be a limited amount you can claim. It's up to 80% of your trading profit if you earn under 50,000. So, and then there's all sorts of other complicated rules about holiday and stuff like that. But again, it's not going to apply to everybody that watches this. So I don't know how much you want me to go into that.
I appreciate it anyhow, because again, you're right. I mean, whatever you shared is a situation in the UK. However, it's great for people to be aware of things like that, so that they can actually check what applies to their local, regulation and situation. So thank you for sharing that. Great. So to run it off, why don't you just share with everyone that's here with us today, what is just one thing you recommend them to do? I mean, you gave us like a whole bouquet, right, of what you do, and to stay positive and vibrant, and to grow our business. But what is just maybe one very practical hint and tip that people could do right away today to step up?
I would say it's two questions really. How can I contribute and how can I connect? And it's as simple as that. And it could be, we have lots of lonely people out there right now. We have people that are living on their own. You know, I'm not saying go see them, but can you give someone a ring? Can you make someone feel happy? You know, and do that maybe, you know, and there's plenty of opportunities to do that. You know, one of my friends wants to volunteer for the Samaritans, for example, because they're looking for volunteers. That might not be your thing. You know, it may be that you just want to connect with your friends. I mean, I have friends that are locked down on their own right now, you know, and they're used to going out, and it's never really dawned on them that I'm single, I'm alone, and this is not what I'm used to. So can you talk to them regularly and make some time and make them feel good? You know, and can you know, that's the contribution piece as well. It might not be picking up the phone for you. It might be, you know, I'm going to do a Facebook Live. I have a friend, a beautiful friend, every morning she gets up at 7 a.m. and does these meditations. And I mean, she's not even looking for like masses of followers. Well, she is, I guess everyone is, but you know, 700 people are watching that without even trying, you know, and it's because she wants to meditate in the morning, and she's like, I want to share this gift with everybody, and there we go. It's wonderful.
Amazing. I love your guiding questions, right? How can I serve? How can I connect? It's amazing. So Shay, I know quite a few of everyone that's here with us today would probably love to know more about who is Shay, what about these events that she's running in London, you know, and just a couple of days ago, you and I did an interview together. So, you know, I mean, if you just want to, have a peek into Shay's amazing daily meaningful conversations or inspired online conversations, check her out. Where can people find you?
So the inspired is spelled inspired, but with an apostrophe between the E and the D. Don't take out any letters, just put in the apostrophe and type inspired into Google. So we'll come up on Facebook, YouTube. Our website is inspiredinlondon.com or inspiredstage.com, facebook.com/inspiredstage. You'll get everything that you need to know. We actually, when we're not locked down, we run in multiple cities. So we are in London, Birmingham, Essex, here in the UK. We're in Amsterdam, Brussels. We're going to be in Ibiza, Minnesota, and we've got a really lovely one in Tallinn as well that started off earlier this year. Each of those has a different energy and a different flavor. The ethos behind Inspired is, if you had 10 minutes to share your wisdom with the world, what would you say? And in the online version, we're doing half-an-hour interviews talking to some of the great minds around the world. So yeah, you know, when we're out of lockdown, do check us out in one of our cities. If you want to run one, get in touch. We'd love to, expand that. And, obviously check out our YouTube and our Facebook. We've got lots of lovely videos there from people from our stages from all over the place, and, some of the inspired online interviews as well.
Fabulous. And I've been on one of your stages in London not so long ago, right? And
Both, actually. You've done the Inspired Online and the Inspired stage.
and I know we have a lot of people here with us that are watching us today, that there are speakers, that are experts, that are always looking for stage time opportunities, and finding spaces where can they share their message in a greater way. So I highly recommend check out these inspired stages, because it's not only a stage time opportunity for you, you also meet amazing people, and it's an amazing format to share. This is why you kind of keep growing internationally. This is great. Okay, thank you so much for being with us today, for inspiring us, for sharing golden nuggets with us, some concrete hints and tips, and powerful questions to really play with today. Thank you for being with us, and thank you to all of you, to each and every one of you that is with us today. Keep doing your magic, and we will be back with another episode very soon. Watch out. Shay, have a wonderful day, and all of you.
You too. Thank you.